My name is Laura Stott, and I live here in Ogden nearby, and I'm teaching now at Weber State University. I teach poetry and creative writing, and I'm also a local poet. Let's see, I have 2 books out. My first book is titled In the Museum of Coming and Going with New Issues Press, and my second book, it's titled Blue Nude Migration with Links House Press.
I'm John Benyon. I teach creative writing at Brigham Young University in the English department, and most of my writing is about the desert, so I'm pretty excited to be on this hike today. I've never hiked up here before, so I'm ready to go.
I love the landscape that beavers make. There's so many pools here. As you keep hiking down the trail, you'll see another beaver dam and another beaver dam. This poem I'm going to read, I was thinking about just sort of the pathways of water, and I guess in all of their different forms, what a gift they are to it, like water is to us. There's a little hint of beavers in here, although I don't know if I come right out and say it. The title of this poem is A Promise. Delivered by mouth, delivered by teeth, by meal, blood, fish, and lover's tongue. Delivered by music, the ear-splitting roar, and the heart that song. Delivered over and over, delivered by river. One highway, one line, one sunset taking you out of your body and into a tree or cloud. Delivered by rain, gathering on skin. Rain speckling the desert, rain pulling toads out of earth, rain dancing, rain driving the children home or to play the children out. Delivered by the smell of water meets earth. Mothers lifting their mouths and faces to sky, filling them with torrents, with flood. Delivered by blossoms that open and catch the scent that carries the mothered down the road-turned river. Delivered by sea, the color of fire. Delivered by fire, these trees whole centuries in smoke. Delivered by earth, by shovel, by the light hovering between mountain peaks. Delivered by the dam, built by mouth, this pool, this animal. Delivered by teeth, by breath after breath, by fist against chest.
I love many things about that poem, but one of the things I love is you don't try to separate the natural world from the world of humanity, which is what a lot of people do by putting nature in kind of quotes.
Gosh, I think that it's important for us to remember that we are a part of the natural world, and if we are, the more aware we are of that connection that we have with the earth, then the more likely we are to take care of it, and to kind of remember how much a part of this earth we are. And so yeah, I think that connection is really important to me.
Oh, what part?
We're up here at the Ogden Overlook. You can see down into Ogden proper and Ogden Canyon. It's gorgeous views. I'm going to read this poem titled Colony Collapse Disorder, and the poem touches on an experience where I found myself surrounded by hundreds of bees, and I knew I wanted to be a beekeeper in that moment. All right, colony collapse disorder. An entire colony of bees doesn't come back. Every forager disappears while they are out looking for the sweet. Thousands of them at the mouth of an orange poppy, licking the fingertips of violet, alfalfa, arrowleaf, drunk on summer. All to survive what is to come, but never finding their way home. Where are all the lost? The women who don't return from work, the women who don't return with groceries, the children taken at the border, the children who run the bend on their bicycle and are gone. Men who dig trenches, tunnels underground, whole families into vans. A patrolman speaks to a screaming child, but the baby doesn't speak anyone's language. Someone goes for a hike and doesn't come back. The mountain is trying to tell us where to find them, but we don't understand. Bees are at a mountain stream drinking water that seeps out of the earth. If you are slow and quiet, make the right sounds. The butterflies there will crawl onto your finger. This was the last time anyone saw her.
I think that poem is appropriate for a hike because we saw the butterflies and the seep, and there were certainly bees around. Um, but also because of its feeling of reclaiming kinship with lost people. And one of the characteristics of the pandemic that we're in is that people are isolated and
Yeah.
don't feel claimed by anyone. And I wonder if you'd elaborate on what you're thinking about there.
So when I originally wrote the poem, a lot of the separation at the border, those policies were in effect, and I was thinking about that. And I've also been thinking about just how people disappear as time goes by and other things develop, like you said, with the isolation that people are in right now. It's interesting just how it can speak to that as well.
But the other thing that we've learned from the pandemic, though, is that we can work together, through this pandemic. And in the natural world, as you think about it, every part works together, and that's how we have to be. There's so many voices that are dividing us that would push us apart, but we can't listen to that anyway.
Well, and the bees, colony collapse disorder. We don't want our own colony to collapse, right? Like,
Exactly.
and bees are such a good example of working together. I mean, the whole hive, it's one body, it's one unit. All of those worker bees. It's amazing.